The National Science Foundation is on the march. It's establishing what it calls regional innovation engines. They're already up and running. It's getting organized around artificial intelligence to a greater degree, and it's getting and granting out more money than ever. Joining me with an update, NSF Director Dr. Sethuraman Panchanathan. Dr. P, good to have you back.
Thank you, Tom. It's great to have you again engage with us. It's a pleasure to be talking to you today.
All right. I want to start with the NAIRR. This is the National Artificial Intelligence Research Resource, a concept for a national infrastructure that connects U.S. researchers, I'm reading, to computational data, software, model, and training resources. Tell us what's actually going on with this.
Tom, as you will all agree, AI is part of everything that we are doing today, and it's probably going to occupy more of a central core. It's almost becoming like electricity is, right? Today, where you don't even pay attention to it. It is part of your regular daily life. So you can think of AI in that terms as we think of the future. So the NAIR, the National AI Research Resource, was essentially put together in order that we can move fast and build things for our nation. So that's a very important thing that at this moment that we need to invest in, and we need to make sure that we are unleashing all possible ideas, talent, innovations everywhere across our country. This research resource will serve as a critical driver for a healthy, trustworthy U.S. AI ecosystem. And as you said in your remarks, it will strengthen the pursuit of new AI tools, systems, and fields of studies, whether the researchers are in academia, local or federal government, or small businesses from every corner of our nation. Now, this will be critical for our nation and its continued leadership at the edge of AI innovation.
There's a lot of resources that are named here: computational, data, software. Where will all this come from? What are the sources of the raw materials for people to conduct research with?
Now, as you can imagine, that so far, if you look at the AI development, and as you think into the future and the amount of resources and all the other things that comes with it, not only the compute resources, the software resources, the model resources, right? And all of those will require, investments if you want to democratize this access and therefore be able to provide the ideas and innovations that's everywhere across our nation unleashed. So the NAIR pilot as a first step is a proof of concept for the NAIR. And how do we take the steps in terms of realizing the full vision of what it takes? And what that would entail, obviously, is several component parts that will make up what a NAIR would look like. We need high-performance computing resources. We need commercial cloud computing resources. We need data sets, access to data sets covering a range of domains that can support the development and testing of AI-powered systems. We need, of course, advanced tools, software, and platforms. We clearly need AI models, that is access to open and proprietary AI models so that we can facilitate research on the models themselves and applying models to novel problems. Of course, most importantly, we also need learning and training opportunities, the educational opportunities that will enhance researcher skills. So all of these components have to be advanced through NAIR, and the NAIR pilot, therefore, in partnership with over a dozen agencies, federal agencies, and over 25 non-governmental partners, whether it is industry, whether it is philanthropy, whether it is nonprofits, all of them are coming together so that we might build this pilot, and therefore that forms the basis for the full-scale deployment of NAIR. And so that's what we're looking at. So the pilot implementation essentially will bring together computational data, software, model, funding, and training resources from a range of partners within government, the technology sector, nonprofits, philanthropies, demonstrating the shared priority of addressing the critical resource gaps in the AI community.
And what is the mechanism by which this group, you mentioned there's almost 37 parties to the pilot, who decides where the supercomputing comes from, where the models come from, where the data training comes from, and this kind of thing? Operationally, how does it work in a practical sense?
So NSF has been, assigned as the management agency, which brings together these partnerships. NSF has got a track record, Tom, as you know, of bringing together partners of various types. interagency partners, industry partners, partners from the nonprofit, philanthropy, and etc. We've got a proven track record of how do we bring everybody to the table, co-create, and implement together for the benefit of humanity, society, and in this case, advancing the research ideas and building the talent and building the innovative outcomes that we all seek.
We are speaking with Dr. Sethuraman Panchanathan, director of the National Science Foundation. Well, if the, say, Energy Department says that's the one where the supercomputing will come in, just to make an example, who pays for it? And is there money available for that extra computing that they will be obligated to provide to the NAIR?
So right now, Tom, what we're doing is we're all co-investing with the resources that we have. And, you point out the Department of Energy, a great partner, bringing into care computational resources. But we're also looking to this pilot expanding to a full scale for which additional investments will be needed for all of us to be able to make sure that we are scaling all of these resources to meet the demand, to meet this moment that we need to meet. And so, I'm delighted that with the leadership of the administration, the Biden-Harris administration, and the true bipartisan support that we have in Congress, we have both in the Senate side and the House side, select AI committees. They have had conversations with a variety of folks through panels and so on, And so through that, the Create AI Act, for example, is a way in which we are looking at how we might invest. And we are looking forward to the congressional investments because it's a very important moment, important time, and we need to be in the vanguard of these ideas, talent, and innovation, and then keeping us ahead of our competitors. And therefore, we are working diligently as a collective force, bringing together all of the folks that have a stake in this. And I'm pleased to say that I'm excited by how things are progressing, and I look forward to a wonderful outcome from all of this.
Yeah, it's been up and running only about a month at this point, the pilot. Anything has happened yet?
Yeah, we have brought together, this is something that, Tom, I'm glad you asked this question. On October 30th, 2023, President Biden signed the executive order 14110, and the agencies were all tasked with various things, and among the tasking for NSF, there was a directing to NSF to launch the NAIR pilot within 90 days. And I'm proud to say that within such a short time, we were able to bring all of the parties together, and that is a credit to all of the participants who are all excited and wanting to work together. And so we have already launched the pilot, and the pilot is, as you said, the first step in seeing how we can advance on all of the areas that we talked about. But we are going to have more convenings. We're going to have more releases of opportunities for people to participate through the resources that have been identified so that people can then bring their ideas and make sure that the resource gaps that I talked about, the critical resource gaps in the AI community are addressed, and therefore we can have participation from a broad community. And that will help us build these new models, new algorithms, new tools, and new innovative outcomes.
So your sense is that there are a lot of ideas out there about AI that could be developed by people if only they had resources they can't access now. That is to say, if you need substantial cloud computing resources or you need substantial supercomputing resources, now there's a pathway to those things for those, let's say, underserved researchers.
Absolutely. Underserved locations, underserved researchers. This is about, as I said, democratizing AI access, AI development, AI ideas being unleashed at speed, at scale, all across our nation. There is so much that we can do here. And at NSF, we are also focused on development of talent, as you know. We are the STEM talent agency, and we invest quite extensively through the K-12 investments that we make, community college investments that we make in skills development, as well as investments that we make in higher ed institutions and continuous upskilling, reskilling kind of investments. These are all ensuring we have a program called Expand AI, for example, through which we are investing particularly in institutions that have not had a chance to participate yet, like the minority serving institutions, right? And the second tier of research institutions, as well as the first tier of research institutions, all of them being enabled, minority serving institutions, tribal colleges, right? K-12, as well as research universities, all of them participating because we need all of that and more in order for us to be able to deliver the kind of the scale of talent that will be required for us to be in the vanguard of competitiveness.
So it sounds like one of the first orders of business for this NAIR consortium, if you will,